Good morning to all of you students. In our last lecture we had seen the properties of carbon dioxide and carbon and also seen the amorphous form of carbon. So today what we are going to start is topic fuels and combustion. So what do you students understand by the term fuels? So students, if any substance that produce heat and light energy on burning are called fuels. Okay, so fuels are those substances which produce heat and light when you burn them are known as fuel. Like example, wood, coal, natural gas, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. LPG का full form LPG's full form is students liquefied petroleum gas. Petrol, kerosene, etc. are used as fuel. Fuel are used for cooking, heating in industries, for generating electricity in automobiles, etc. Now, how many types of fuels are there? Based on physical state, fuels are classified as solid, liquid and gaseous fuel. Okay, some fuels are solid in nature, okay, some fuels are liquid in nature and some fuels are gaseous in nature. Okay. Now, based on availability of sources, okay, the fuels are based on their solid state, okay, means physical state, and also they based on the availability of sources. Fuels are classified as primary and secondary. Primary fuels are fuels which are directly available from nature are called primary, okay, like coal, wood, natural gas, etc. And secondary fuels are those which are derived from the natural fuels like kerosene, petroleum, etc. Now, what is students hydrocarbon? See students, the name itself tell the meaning of this word. Hydro, hydrogen, carbon means carbon. Hydrocarbons. Compound containing carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. Okay. Here you can see the example is giving of methane and ethane. The formula of methane is CH4 and ethane is C2H6. So firstly we will study what is methane. So methane is the first member of hydrocarbon. Why students it is the first member of hydrocarbon? Because the number of carbon in methane is 1. Here you can see the structure of methane. 1 in middle you can see a carbon and 4 hydrogen is attached to that carbon. Okay. Now where the methane is found? Methane is found in coal mines and in marshy areas. Deposition of vegetable organic matter in marshy area leads to the formation of methane gas. Okay. It is also known as Mars gas. Okay. The methane gas is also known as Mars gas. Methane is also found in natural gas. It is also found in natural gas. Methane burns in oxygen forming carbon dioxide and water vapor with the release of a large amount of heat. So students, for this statement we have to see the reaction. Methane is reacting with oxygen and while reacting with oxygen it forms carbon dioxide and water, okay, plus heat. Means heat is also liberated. So methane acts as good fuel because it is releasing carbon dioxide, okay, and completely get dissociated. Okay. Now the second topic is biogas. What is student biogas? Biogas is obtained by anaerobic fermentation. Now students, what is fermentation? Students, the process in which any carbohydrates gets converted into the alcoholic form is known as fermentation. And anaerobic means the process which is taking place in the absence of oxygen. Such types of reaction are known as anaerobic. Okay. So let's continue it. Biogas is obtained by anaerobic fermentation of animal and plant waste. It is made up of methane and ethane as a main constituent. Means in biogas the main constituents are methane and ethane. Okay. Animal dung and plant waste are mixed with water and are allowed to undergo fermentation in the absence of air for 2 days. And by what they are made? They are made up of animal dungs and plant waste. Okay. And they perform the process of fermentation. Means in the absence of oxygen they are producing in the absence of oxygen for 2 days. The anaerobic bacteria convert the complex waste into simple product called biogas or gobar gas, and this biogas is also known as gobar gas after fermentation. Okay, the residue left out after fermentation is rich in nutrients and it is used as manure for plant. So students, the components which were used by the formation of biogas were the cow dung and animal waste, but when the process is begin, the gas which is produced is known as biogas, and the remaining things which is left out is also very useful and it is used as manure for plants. Okay, manures, students, the Hindi of manure is khad. Okay, biogas is a cheap fuel and it is highly eco-friendly. The production of biogas is very cheap, as you can see students, it is formed by the very cheap products like cow dung and vegetable waste, and it is very eco-friendly also. It does not produce any smoke or undesirable product on burning because it does not produce any kind of dangerous or harmful gases. Now what is ignition temperature, students? The next topic is ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? The temperature at which a fuel or any substance begin to burn is called ignition temperature. So students, the ignition temperature is the temperature at which any fuel is going to be burned. Okay, that is the ignition temperature. Any substance or fuel with low ignition temperature will catch fire quickly. So it is but natural, students, that if any fuel is catching the fire very quickly, it is having a very low ignition temperature. Okay, example, petrol and kerosene have very low ignition temperature because it gets fire very quickly. Those fuel which have high ignition temperature are difficult to ignite, example wood and coal, and you also know, students, it take time to burn wood and coal. Now what is calorific value of a fuel? What is the calorific value of a fuel? The amount of heat energy liberated when a 1 gram of fuel is burned in sufficient supply of oxygen is called calorific value of fuel. Students, calorific value is that value when you burn 1 gram of that fuel in the presence of oxygen. Okay, the amount of heat energy is produced by the fuel will be the calorific value of fuel. Okay, the fuel is considered to be good if the calorific value is high, and the maximum number of calorific value will be as much as the quality of fuel is good. Okay, now what is the characteristics of good fuel? Here you can see, students, characteristics of a good fuel. A good fuel should have the following feature. It should have a high calorific value, as we had studied. It should be cheap and easily available, means cheap in cost. It should not produce undesirable product like ash or smoke, and it should be, means when you burn that fuel, it not produce any type of harmful smoke and ash. Ash, the Hindi of ash, student, is raak. It should be easy to store and transport, means you can easily store it and transport it. The ignition temperature of fuel should be moderate, and the ignition temperature means the temperature at which the fuel is going to be burned, okay, should be moderate. Moderate means in the medium range. Okay. Now what is fossil fuels, students? So fossil fuels are, students, the fuels such are formed from the buried remains of plant and animals over a period of millions years. Okay, like here you can see, students, with this diagram you can see by the sediments and rocks, the lower part of them contain the fossil fuels, means the remaining of plants and animals which are getting in the process of sedimentation over and over years ago. Okay, the example of fossil fuels are coal and petroleum. So what is petroleum, students? Petroleum is a dark color liquid with a foul smell. What is the meaning of foul smell, students? Foul smell means bad smell. Okay, it is made up of a mixture of hydrocarbon, and it is made up of which, student? It is made up of hydrocarbon, means carbon and hydrogen. It is also known as black gold. Students, petroleum is also known as black gold, kala sona. Here you can see, students, the origin of word petroleum, means from where the word petroleum originated. The word petroleum is a Latin, means rock oil, means the name petroleum means rock oil. Okay, Petra means rock and oleum means oil. Okay, so when you combine Petra and oleum, it's make petroleum. Okay, formation of petroleum. How the petroleum is formed? Petroleum is formed from the remaining of dead plants and animal by the immense action of pressure and heat. Okay, so it is formed by the remaining of dead plants and animal. And also what is involved in that process? The immense action of pressure and heat. Petroleum is found trapped between the layers of impervious rock. When you turn your page diagram, students, the diagram which is present here, you can see the trapped gases, okay, the trapped oil. So this is petroleum. Okay. Now refining of petroleum. See students, what does the term refining mean? Refining is also known as when you are separating any substance from any substance. Okay, when any mixture is given and you are separating one substance from the another one, that is known as refining. Petroleum is obtained by drilling holes into the earth crust where oil deposits are present. As I show you in diagram, the oil were present. Natural gas comes out with great pressure, and it comes out with a great pressure, means when it comes out, it contain a very great pressure. When the pressure of natural gas decreases, crude petroleum, also called crude oil, and the pressure when it decreases, it forms crude oil. The crude oil is subjected to the process of refining, and this crude oil is now perform the process of refining. Okay, because after refining only you can get petroleum from the crude oil. Okay, the process of getting various substance in pure state from a crude mixture is called refining. Okay, when crude oil is subjected to refining process called fractional distillation, and this refining process from a crude oil is known as fractional distillation, means the crude oil refined by the process of fractional distillation. Many products like fuel oil, diesel, kerosene, gasoline, etc. are obtained. The residue on distillation gives many products like asphaltase, paraffin, wax and lubricating oil. And not only the main part, students, the remaining part is also very essential. The remaining part is known as residue. Okay, students. Now what is fractional distillation of petroleum? As we had studied that the crude oil performed the process of fractional distillation, and that process is known as the refining process. Now what, here you can see the fractional distillation process. Okay, students, petroleum is heated to 400 degrees Celsius and introduced into a fractional column. See student, this is a fractional column. Okay, fractioning column is a cylindrical tall structure fitted with many horizontal tray as shown as figure 8.18. Here you can see students at what temperature you can see the decreasing density and boiling point here. Okay, here the boiling point is increasing. Okay, so the less will be the boiling point, it is used in this several process, means here you can see they are used in ships and factories, in lubricating oil, in diesel fuels where the carbon number is more, the C14 to C20, C10 to 616 in jet fuel, and paraffin of lightning and heating. Now C3 to C10 petrol and of vehicle, C5 to C9 in chemicals, C1 to C2 in liquefied petroleum gas, means students the cylinder which is present in our home. So this is what? This is the fractional distillation of petroleum. On each and every fraction, the carbon compound is getting used in various field. Okay. Here you can see in how many things it is going to be used, in how many forms. Like paraffin wax, it is obtained as one of the products during fractional distillation, means it is also a product of fractional distillation of crude oil. It is made up of mixture of hydrocarbon containing carbon atom ranging from 20 to 30. Okay. Here you can see 20 to 30. Okay. So 20 to 30 carbon number forms after the fractional distillation is known as paraffin wax. Okay. After that you can see kerosene. It is made up of mixture of hydrocarbon with 10 to 12 carbon atom. It is used as fuel in household. Kerosene is made up of 10 to 12 carbon atom. Okay. Now LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, it contains the least number of carbon, which is up to, it is a colorless, odorless, made up of paraffin and butane. It is liquefied at high pressure. LPG is used as domestic fuel. LPG gas does not produce undesirable product like soot, ash or smoke. It is high calorific value. Okay. And the carbon number is 1 to 2 in this. Okay. Now what is the process of combustion, students? This is the next topic. Okay. This is the last topic which we are going to study today. After that, the remaining topic we will study in the next lecture. What is the combustion process? The process of burning a substance in air liberating heat and light energy is called combustion. Means when you burn any substance, okay, and it liberate heat and light energy, that process is known as combustion. The substance which undergoes combustion reaction is called combustible substance. Means the substance which perform the process of combustion is known as combustible substance. Example: kerosene, wood, LPG, paper, coal, etc. Substance which does not undergo combustible reaction are known as non-combustible substance. Okay, and which does not go in this reaction is known as in this process is known as non-combustible substance. Example: sand, water, glass, etc. Because you cannot combust sand, water and glass. Okay. Any substance which support the combustion reaction is called supporter of combustion. Oxygen is an example of non-combustible substance and it is a good supporter of combustion. Means oxygen cannot be combust. Okay. It is not combustible, but it support combustion. The process of combustion means when you burn something, okay, oxygen will support it, but it is good supporter but not combustible. Gases like hydrogen, nitrogen are non-supporter of combustion, but the gas like hydrogen and nitrogen is not supporter for the process of combustion. Okay, students. So for today we are going to study only up to this. You have to read this table, students, the table number 8.5 and also the table number 8.3. I had told all of you na, the solid fuel, the liquid fuel and the gaseous fuel. So you have to also study this table. Okay.